A frequent question when people come into the shop here, when they see piles of books from the 16th, 17th, 18th centuries, is where do you get all of these old books? Now, some dealers might find that question a little bit naive, like we're going to tell you as a customer what our secret sources are. But this is not Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's no secret sauce here. And I'm going to tell you some places where you can find interesting antiquarian books. So whether you're a collector, new in the field, or if you want to get into the antiquarian book business, which is a lot of fun, and buying and selling, these are some places you can go. Now, of course, years ago, every town, every city almost had an antiquarian bookshop that you could go in, you could browse the material, and you could really interact with books as a physical object, and learn all the nuances of what makes a book collectible or valuable. Unfortunately, all those shops have disappeared because of high rents, other things in the market, and dealers have brought their inventory home or into offices and put it online. So those places, unfortunately, don't exist like in years past. If you have a bookshop in your area, please go into it and interact with the books, buy and enjoy them. But for a lot of people who don't have bookshops in their vicinity, one of the best places to go are book fairs. Now, I'm a member of the ABAA, which is the Antiquarian Booksellers Association of America. And if you go onto the ABA website, they have a list occasionally of ABA-sponsored book fairs, which are often the largest and most prestigious of the book fairs. They take place in New York and in Boston and California, etc. And those are wonderful places to visit. There are often 150 plus dealers who attend the fairs who have been saving some of their best material to put on display to attract and interest collectors. And you can really interact with the material there. You can see what is exciting and valuable in the market, and you can talk to dealers who are often very knowledgeable in their specific fields and want to share that knowledge and want to get people excited about their material. I can assure you, if you're a novice going into a fair like that, you might think, oh, all of the stuff is fully priced. Dealers know what they're doing. I can tell you, as a dealer buying for stock, I've gotten some of my best buys from other dealers at shows. Nobody can know everything. Things get mispriced. There are plenty of bargains to be had, especially if you're knowledgeable in one specific area. You can find some wonderful things. And of course, even if you're not a dealer, that is the place to go as a collector. So go on to the ABA website. Of course, there's other book fairs which are not affiliated with the ABA. Sometimes these even crop up at the same time as the major fairs. They call them shadow fairs. And a lot of dealers even run to those fairs as soon as they're open to see, what treasures they can find from other lesser-known dealers who have brought in material to the fair, for instance. So book fairs is a wonderful place. You can also, of course, buy directly from dealers. If you go onto the ABA website, you may not have a bookshop in your area, but you can locate an ABA dealer who has a specialization. They may have office hours. They may make an appointment for you to come over either to their home or their office and look at materials. So it's well worth looking at the directory on the ABA website to see if there's a dealer near you. So that's one way you can start getting acquainted or getting into antiquarian books, buying from dealers directly or at book fairs. Another great place is, of course, auctions. Of course, we can go to the internet granddaddy of them all, eBay. Now, eBay is a little bit still like the Wild West when it comes to books. There is a special category of antiquarian books on eBay, and you can find everything from books offered at auction starting at $1, and then you have to bid, to fixed price listings of antiquarian material. Some of it takes a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of experience, because some of these dealers are not like known dealers in the antiquarian organization. They can be anybody, mom and pops. People can ask anything. So there can occasionally be misrepresentation. Books may not be complete, may be misdescribed, things like that. Of course, eBay does have protections for returns, and but it still overall is an excellent place to search for interesting material, either for stock or for collecting. Outside of eBay, there are, of course, the auction houses. Now, you can look at the top tier auction houses. There's like Sotheby's and Christie's and Bonhams. Now, you may not be ready to jump into the deep end and purchase high-priced books, especially with the premiums that the auction houses add on. But even if you're not buying yet, it's always worth getting their catalogs, reading their catalogs to see what really generates excitement in the market today. I myself always at the end of the major sales, whether I bought or I didn't buy, looked through the prices, realized, because I like to see what surprises there were, what books went to the moon that I didn't anticipate would do so well. Because that really helps inform me, when I'm buying books or looking at collections, to keep my eye out for certain subjects, certain authors, things like that. There are also other auction houses that have frequent sales, like Swan Galleries in New York. They have many sales throughout the year, and they can sell, unlike the major houses where lots can be in the thousands of dollars, they can sell books starting in the low hundreds of dollars, all the way up to books that, of course, get extraordinary prices if they were lucky enough to get important consignments into that auction. So check out Swan Galleries. That is another excellent auction house. You can also go on Rare Book Hub. Rare Book Hub provides an excellent calendar of auctions in America and abroad throughout the year, and you can click through their calendar and see what's coming up. And a lot of these catalogs are available online. And sometimes you can't visit. It's always good to see the books firsthand. But if you can't, you can contact the auction house, and they're usually very helpful and very willing to send additional pictures, answer questions. So that is an excellent way, to find auctions that are available through the Rare Book Hub calendar and start exploring that. Of course, outside of that, there are websites where you can buy directly from dealers. You can go on to, again, the Antiquarian Booksellers Association of America website, and dealers post their catalogs, and they have a place where you can search and look for books that are offered by ABA dealers. There are other major sites, like I mentioned in previous videos. I like particularly to look at Via Libre. That is like a mega search engine that incorporates a lot of sources for books. So if you're looking for material, you can type keywords, or you can browse through to see what's available and at what prices. Many of these sites, like Via Libre or A Libris or Abe Books, which is one of the major ones, have functions where you can price order them. As a dealer, I sometimes, I often check, material I'm buying to see if it's already online and what they're asking. But I also look at newly listed material, which is a good way to find material that is fresh to market, that dealers have just put on, because a lot of times if there's something good, that will be snapped up quickly. So you can use their search functions to look for newly listed material that way, and often find some bargains. So these are a few ways, again, to look for sources for antiquarian books, whether you're going to the book fairs, talking to dealers, looking at auctions, contacting dealers directly, or going on some of the major book search engines. It's a lot of fun to buy material. It can be a profitable hobby. It can eventually turn into a profitable business. And I hope some of that information is of use to you. So I will be giving in the future, more tips about the antiquarian book trade. So I hope you will hit the subscribe button and look for future videos. Thanks.